I am so excited to introduce you guys to Sean Grant. He is an author, he of the Money Cure, and you're also an abundance and mindset coach. I mean, you're also a lot of other things. Like you're also a professional actor. But I would say, in generally speaking, you are a teacher of the higher consciousness and awareness, and just a super inspirational person. So I'm excited to have you on today.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm happy to be here and hopefully happy to help people on their path. That's
Yeah,
that's what it comes down to.
yeah, absolutely. And you've done a lot of things in your life. You are an inspirational speaker, and um, but I wanted to kind of focus on your book because
Okay.
I know the idea of money for a lot of us is,
Mhm.
when we think about it, it could stress us out. We're not sure
Mhm.
exactly, where we're going with it, how we're going to get it. Like
Mhm.
when it comes to money, and I did read your book, by the way, and it's fantastic because
Thank
what
you.
you really say is that energy is just, money is just another form of energy.
Exactly. Exactly.
So just go into that a little bit and explain what you mean by that.
Yeah. So try to simplify it as much as I can. Money is an extension of each and every one of us, our personal energy, right? It works the same way just as any other energy in the world or in the universe, which is it moves according to the thoughts and the feelings that we have and that we focus our attention and our intentions upon. So depending on where we are with money, we can see from that depiction what we're feeling towards it on the inside, whether it's, beliefs, conditioning, whatever we're holding a constant fixated focus on in regards to money is what's going to allow it to show up either in lack or in abundance, or even sometimes in the middle, depending on, like I said, what our energetic signature is giving out.
And I feel like that concept is easy to understand, but how can we kind of apply it to our everyday lives, just like right now? Like when we think about, you know, I would even say like some of the things that maybe happened in our childhood,
Yeah.
or just the worthiness that we have in ourselves and our being, that probably does reflect it. But
Yeah.
you do have some like really good um mantras and things to say kind of out loud in the
Mm-hmm.
book, like I'm so grateful and appreciative that I have unlimited amounts of money in my possession to live my best life. That's
Yeah.
a quote from your book.
Mm-hmm.
um, is there any suggestion, just on a simplistic level, of how we get to that self love? Really, I mean, is that what it is? It's self love.
That's a part of it, right? Because you've once again, it's understanding that money is just mirroring basically not necessarily who you are, but the energy you're expressing in each moment. And so, in knowing that, to answer your question, gratitude to me is the simplest and most effective way to really sort of get the money flow going again in your life, especially if you come on hard times, especially if you're not really seeing the flow like you want. If you can just be grateful for whatever it is you have, and it just doesn't even have to be money, because a lot of times gratitude for your relationships, for somebody helping you, will carry over into the energy of money, because it's all us, right? It's just all that energy is the exact same, and it's producing resources in the world for us. So gratitude for sure is like the simplest yet most effective way to really turn things around.
I knew I was onto something. That's what I've been saying all this time. No, it really is. When you wake up in the morning and you write down what you're thankful for, and you make
Mhm.
those intentions and you write down your goals, but really, thanking God, the universe,
Yes.
creative genius, however you want to
Mm-hmm.
see it, Christ,
Yeah.
however that consciousness is perceived in you. I mean, that's really where we're creating from, right? Like it's from within.
Exactly. And so, I love the quote, the universe speaks the language of vibration. And the simplified vibration is just basically how we feel and what frequency we resonate on. It's just frequency and resonation is just a way of thinking. So when we create a strong enough feeling within ourselves, that can be relayed to God, to the universe, to then create the circumstances that match in the outer world. So we want to get to the most sincere, authentic, genuine feeling possible to be able to create that universal charge that then kicks into to action, the manifestation process.
It's like science meeting God. It
Yes.
really is, right? Because you even
Yeah.
say in the book, you're like, I think it's 99.9% of the universe is just space. It's
Yes.
not actual
Yes.
stuff, right? So
Mm-hmm.
our thoughts are really creating. So the more clear we are on that path and that journey that we want to have,
Uh-huh.
the more it's going to manifest and be able to go to that specific focus, right?
Exactly. Exactly. It's you hit it on the nose, because how we think in I think this is a pivotal point to really understand. Our minds are so powerful that you can make yourself believe something and your world will reshape everything around you to believe that that's true, right? Because it's not reality, it's our perception of reality. And with knowing that the mind is that powerful, we can make ourselves believe that we're surrounded in abundance, that we're surrounded with everything we need. And if it's a sincere, authentic feeling, those are the type of feelings and vibrations that the universe picks up on more so than anything else. Universe can only pick up on authenticity. So it's important for us to be true to what it is that we want and what it is we feel like we need. And I think every time we'll get that if we're in alignment with, like I said, the authenticity and the genuineness of the vibration that we're offering.
And I'm sure it goes in steps, right? Like I'm thinking to myself, I want this house, I want these
Yeah.
things, but it's also like,
Yeah.
well, why? I feel like
Yeah.
the more we could ask ourselves why, then our
Mm-hmm.
values start to reveal themselves because I want comfort, I want freedom, I want peace,
Right.
love.
Exactly.
Um,
Exactly. Yeah.
so having that,
You described something I coin as vibrational clarity. And vibrational clarity is just getting to the bottom line of what it is you want for yourself, right? So if I say I want $1 million, a lot of times or all the time for me, it doesn't bring enough of a charge, right? So the universe is going to say, well, why do you want $1 million? When in actuality, what I really want is the freedom to live my life how I choose and express myself creatively and empower people in the process. The universe may say, okay, well, I can give you that because that's creating that feeling. And also, you don't need $1 million. Just say you want that. And then it comes faster, right? Barring any roadblocks or obstacles or anything like that.
so if we're at a place, right now where maybe we have these big dreams and goals, but, maybe our basic needs just are being independent, getting
Yes.
that job,
Mm-hmm.
getting to a place. You even mentioned in the book at one point you had 4 jobs, but you couldn't keep any money. And that was because of
Right.
what was happening inside. There was a moment
Right.
in time when you were younger with your grandma or something had said a quote, she had said something to you like, oh, that's for your brother, and you
Yes.
interpreted it like I'm not good enough for money,
Exactly.
you know
Exactly. Yeah.
so how do we pull those things out and identify them so that we could transform them?
Well, I think, you know, the first thing to understand is the universe is always bringing to us exactly the thing that we want. And a lot of times that will look like an obstacle because you've got to get past the stuff that's holding you back before you get to the stuff that you want. So I think for us, like the biggest thing to start off with, it just kind of gets back to gratitude. Also, developing some form of meditation, because what meditation does is it raises the awareness of what's going on inside of you, right? And just by sitting in silence 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes, an hour a day, however much you have it, all that stuff will tend to come up, and it'll come up as thoughts. It'll come up as certain feelings. And with emotions, as long as you are becoming aware and as long as you're honoring them for the message that they're teaching, that can begin to start to clear out stuff like faulty conditioning, limiting beliefs, things we picked up on our, as children, that can sort of wipe that out.
Yeah, it's really interesting when you think back to some of these early memories that really shape the way that we think.
Hmm.
we a lot of the times we look at them like universal truth, like, no,
Yeah.
money doesn't grow on trees, like,
Right. Yeah.
these
Yeah.
ideas and perceptions about money that are actually just beliefs, and that's a
Yes.
construct that has been created for us. So I agree with you,
Hmm.
like we are way more powerful than we've been taught. um
Yeah. Yeah.
and when we hold on to those things that are like, the whatever thing we're holding on to, that is what the
Mhm.
universe is going to give us, right? Like, so if it's
Exactly.
fear and worry, then whatever you're fearful or worried about is what you're focused
Yeah.
on. So you're going to get more of that. So
Exactly.
releasing that fear and anxiety and worry, I think, is so important. And I think the
Yeah.
gratitude is the best, fastest way to do that. I
Yeah.
agree
Yeah.
with
For
you.
sure. For sure. I think for me, one of the most liberating moments was when I discovered that, I was living somebody else's beliefs. I was living my Catholic school teacher's beliefs, my, uncle and aunt's beliefs around money, around abundance, and all these things. And then once I came to the awareness of that through meditation, I'm like, wait a minute, this doesn't even belong to me. What do I really feel and think about as the world, as far as this infinite place of possibility? And like I said, it just liberated me completely to be able to step into, and that can happen quickly once you start to realize, like, okay, I've been given this and I accepted it because I respected these people who were, basically endowed with taking care of me and sharing whatever wisdom that they had. But it's no longer mine, and I can release it, and that frees up so much.
I totally agree. And I feel like, we'll get in a place where we're stuck, and when we're not in a place of gratitude and being inspired, we might only
Mhm.
see, like, oh, this is the only way that I can move forward. Like, say
Yeah.
had you got into some trouble with the law, and now you have
Yeah.
something on your record, and it's like,
Yeah.
how do it in your mind, it might be like there's only one way to kind of resolve that, but in
Mhm.
reality there's many different ways if you kind of just let it go and you focus on
Yeah. Yeah.
allowing kind of the universe to give you the right inspired action to
Yeah.
take, right? There's not just one
Yes.
path, is all I'm saying.
Yeah, the my I guess my theory and my belief is the universe is always incessant when it comes to balance and when it comes to love. So if you take a detailed look at your life, you can see that you're always moving towards a sense of balance and you're always moving towards a sense of love. So if there's anything that is out of alignment with love, the universe will offer you the opportunity to sort of get back into alignment. And sometimes that can be, an unfortunate seeming circumstance where you get into a fight, but, or whatever it is. But that instance is just used to trigger you to feel the emotion, to become aware of it, to release it, and then return back into that space of love and balance.
So being aware of the emotion that you're having, not pushing it
Yes.
back or putting it under, and being like, no, I'm not upset, I'm not mad or
Right.
angry, like
Because it
allow all of,
always,
yeah, allow those emotions to come
it,
up.
the thing you'll understand with the universe is that if you have something you're holding on to, it will bring it back every single day of your life in some form until you deal with it. And could be the most liberating, empowering thing, or the most scariest thing, that until you deal with it, you're going to deal with it every single day. But that's the only way we've reached that place of freedom, that place of love, where we can create, from a place that's not fragmented, but a place that's whole and full of abundance.
I love that. That's so on point too.
Thank you.
So I actually realized too that you have a YouTube channel.
Yes.
And the YouTube channel, is it Sean Grant? It's
Yes.
at,
I think the ID is S Grant 28.
yep, yep.
You've done it
Okay.
that way.
We're going to
Mhm.
share that because you have a lot of videos and motivational, um, just a lot of content here that I think people can really benefit from. So we're going to share that link with everyone. And is there
Awesomeness.
anything else that you want to share in terms of, um, creation or money mindset, or any
Uh,
last words that you want to leave us?
uh, ooh, man. So I think the biggest, most important thing is just to feel good about what you can feel good about at the moment. right? Don't necessarily find yourself searching outside, looking for something big to happen, because reality unfolds from the outside, or sorry, from the inside, and then it projects itself outwardly. So if we can find something we can feel good about, something we can feel grateful towards, that's going to raise our level of energy, and then it'll become easier to see those things within ourselves that are kind of holding us back from receiving the financial independence or getting a new home or getting, the new relationship. Like, you really want to set yourself or set an intention to just have the best possible energy that you can. And that's why I feel like, for me, I've been created to help raise the vibration of the planet. Like, I give on just an astronomical rate, because I know if, one piece of wisdom can change the trajectory of someone's life if they're ready to receive it. So it's just understanding that, like, the greater our energy is, the better we feel, the better life is going to be.
Absolutely. And that's why, we talk about values and what are our top 3 values going into this next year. And peace, love, and freedom are my top values. If I could just feel that, like, be in the moment of feeling that, then I feel really good.
Everything else takes care of itself, right? Like, it's you. So it's like, for years, it was all about, like, the New Year's resolutions and the stuff on the outside. But then we get back to that whole vibrational clarity thing. What do you really want to feel? I want to feel self-love. I want to feel worthy. I want to feel peace inside. I want to feel compassion for people, and then once you've kind of created that vibration and it expands, then it turns into that other stuff. But you're already feeling it by the time it shows up. So it's like, focus more on that internal stuff, the intangible things, and less of the things outside of you.
Yes, I love that. So if you were going to name your top 3 values going into the next year, what are your top 3?
So I would have to say compassion is first, because you got to have compassion for yourself. You got to, like you said, let go, be kind, right? Kindness happens to be the second aspect. So I think they're kind of one and the same. Love, for sure, because to me, love is just full-blown acceptance of what is, and being able to see it for what it is, and either embrace it, feel grateful for it, and learn from it, or, figure out how to get to that point. So I guess that would be compassion, kindness, and love, would be my top 3.
Awesome. I love that.
Thanks.
Well, I'm so glad that you were able to join me today. I hope that everybody takes a little, time to really let that sink in, that the conversation sink in. And then if you guys want more free content, we're going to share the YouTube channel with you so that you can, check that out on your own time. Thank you so much, Sean. You're always inspiring and filled with abundance. So thank you.
Sorry.
I cut out for a second, huh?
You paused for a bit, yeah.
Yeah. We appreciate you, and we look forward to doing more together.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.